Tyler Marsh, Sky head coach, has been really happy with the way Chicago has been moving the ball, especially of late. They have climbed to 5th in the league in assists as Cardoso wins the tip, and we are underway. Step back jumper, rims off. Lexi Hull battling and wins the offensive board. That was a point of emphasis for Tyler Marsh, saying you can't give them second chances. Boston floats it in. Timpson gives it back, and Boston lays it home. Here's Mitchell dancing baseline, the shovel back, and Boston pops it in. And there she is, getting free, cutting and finishing. Mitchell dancing in the paint, floats it over to Boston, 8 to shoot. Boston going one-on-one with Cardoso and finishing. Aaliyah Boston with 6 of Indiana's first 8. Here's Vandersloot on the drive. A little push shot is good, plus the foul. Foul on Lexi Hull, so that will be her second, and a chance for 3 for the veteran Sloot.
Courtney Vandersloot in the corner, the pump fake, gets Hull to bite, and then able to get in the paint.
This starting lineup change so far has looked good for Indiana, though.
Yeah, certainly. The size and defense of Timpson has been helpful, including on the glass.
Clark stuck in the corner, step back 3 is good. Back where she spent so many incredible years with the Sky, including helping lead them to a title in 21, and Cardoso finishes. Timpson comes back for the steal. Here's Michaela Timpson finding Boston for the easy lay.
To hit threes, her ability to space the floor is helping those guards get downhill. The chemistry is palpable, and we're seeing that play out here. The most points in WNBA history by the trio, right?
Rebound Carrington. Sky 3-1 since Carrington has returned. Carrington fading and hitting, plus the foul, and a chance for 3. Skylar Diggins, who's out today, has missed 12. Azurá Stevens 9. Timpson lays it in after the delivery from Clark. A 15-10 Indiana lead. Cloud through the lane. Koulibaly in the corner. It's Carrington on a 3. Carrington coming in, providing instant offense for Chicago. Here's Clark. Kickball will stay here. Here's Banham. Throws it behind Carrington. Banham hits the deck. Cardoso draws 2, and Koulibaly takes advantage. Here's Clark. Looking for Boston, finding her wide open for the lay. Those two, such a dynamic duo.
That was almost spectacular.
Here's Carrington, cups it in. Dejanay Carrington, particularly strong class, but 20 was an absolute steal for Dejanay Carrington. Here's Cunningham up ahead of the field, lays it in, plus the foul, and then Cunningham gets into the face of Dejanay Carrington right away in the aftermath. And Cunningham has to be separated. Here's Harris on the drive, can't flip it in. Billings the offensive rebound. Needs some help, trying to find it in Mitchell. Does. Mitchell hopping, flipped it up, couldn't get the whistle of the bucket. Good defense from J.C. Sheldon. To acquire from Washington. Here's Koulibaly banking it in. This first, Banham can't hit that one. Billings, good energy on the glass off the bench, comes up with the board. Here's Ty Harris having a really strong season for Indiana after she got healthy, and Billings hits the bucket. Sheldon with 1, puts it up, can't hit, long rebound. Harris tips it up, Williams tips it back, Jaquez has it. Banham in the corner, connects on a 3. Banham buries the jumper, and Chicago able to cash in. One of the stars of UCLA's national championship team this past year. Banham starting to get going, along 2 there, and Chicago's lead is up to 5. See if that means anything, especially in the second half for them. Sheldon staying on the floor. Clark, a deep one. Wow! Clark able to bury the bomb. Here is Sheldon. Step back jumper is good for J.C. Sheldon. Yay, although just 2 more than Marina Mabry, who shoots from big-time distance as well. As Raven Johnson pops it in off the inbound. Jaquez guarded tightly by Johnson. Those 2 met in the national championship game. Cardoso spins it in on a little waltz to the cup. Rebound deflected to Clark by Boston. Here's Clark. Finds Timpson running the floor. Timpson nuzzles, spins, trying to put it up. Finally does, and finishes.
Difference for the Chicago Sky this season. She believes that her legacy was greater than that injury. And, you know, you're asking Rebecca about some of her favorite memories. I'm going to tell you this. My favorite memory.
Mitchell with 5. 2 of 6 from the floor. Clark has 9 points, 4 assists. Boston has 11. Mitchell, there it is. And we know when she gets going, look out.
Protect players in foul trouble.
Layup and the foul. Clark connecting with Mitchell for the and one off the inbound. Here's Boston. Oh, Boston gives it up, trying to get it to Clark. Jaquez. Over to Williams. Stephanie White talked about how they have to not get careless with their turnovers when they have any kind of a lead. Felt that happen in the second quarter against Vegas when they made their push at the end of that frame, a 15-0 run. Banham, a deep one. Short. Boston nearly held up, able to wrestle the rebound away. Clark, a deep launch. Too much on it. No! The bank is open in the friendly confines of United Center for Caitlin Clark. 8 of them over the last couple minutes. Mitchell snares it away from Vandersloot. Here's Mitchell. Oh, what a pass! Timpson the finish on the delectable dime from Kelsey Mitchell. A 13-0 Indiana run. Jaquez ends it there with a 3. Over to Jaquez. Jaquez just gave Chicago their first field goal in more than 4 minutes. Stevens adds another. Here is Clark working behind Billings. No kickball called. Hall scoops it up and banks it in. 9 of 12 from the floor in the quarter. Clark throws it cross court. Now she got to be careful not to get a 3rd foul as Cloud lays it in. Stephanie White will remind us, she feels like people forget this is essentially like Caitlin's 2nd season. Last year was limited to just 13 games as Mitchell now gets downhill and scoops it in. Boston, Indiana bench wanted a 5-second violation there. Clark comes up with a steal. Here is Clark laying it up and in. Well,
Happy birthday, Andrea.
love you, babe. Stevens can't finish on the interior. It's Timpson again with the block. A little bit as well, and needing her to turn it over less. Clark finds the cutter. Timpson lays it in. Looked like she double dribbled, yeah. Looked like she did, unless it was deflected by Mitchell. Cloud, a 3 is good for Natasha Cloud. Just her 2nd field goal of the game. Hull working behind Hines Allen. Hines Allen motors in, kicks out. Hull open, connects on a 3. 17-point Indiana lead. Cunningham gives it back to Clark. Dump in Billings. Turning, taking, and finishing. 8th assist for Clark. Banham. Oh, baby. That rainbow delivery from Rachel Banham. Trying to get it back to her. Forces it in. Not enough of a window. Indiana turns it over. Here's Cloud barging to the rim. Lays it in. Timeout, Indiana. Including the other night against Vegas. Cardoso spins free and lays it in. And it's a 7-point game. Clark into the lane. Circling. Didn't have anything doing. Will fire the 3 and knock it down. Big time bucket from CC. Here's Clark with some haste. Clark on the drive. Finds the cutter, Hines Allen. Get any clarity on that after the quarter. Well, it's a tight game here. Mitchell comes up with a steal off the trap. Mitchell will lay it in. Kelsey Mitchell up to 16 points. Here's Clark. Clark on the drive, bounces underneath. Timpson banks it in, plus the foul. Michaela Timpson in double figures, and Clark up to 9 assists.
Michaela Timpson this season has regularly been a part of Indiana's group of finishers at the end of games, part of the 5-player unit who's in.
And in fairness to the officials, in that moment, you may not be able to perceive what's natural momentum taking a player into you and not.
100%.
And with all of this, it's an 8-point game, and now Chicago with the basketball. Here's Vandersloot bouncing on the lay. Cardoso the follow. It is a 6-point game. Here's Timpson off the feed. Indiana getting very sloppy here. Vandersloot weaving, dishing, Sheldon. You bet! It's a 3-point game. Timeout, Indiana. And so side out for Indiana. Here's Clark separating, taking, and hitting. Caitlin Clark, 5 of 6 from downtown. She has 25 points to go with 9 assists, and now an offensive foul on Stevens. And that'll be number 5 on Azurá Stevens. Clark has it taken away by Jaquez. Here's Vandersloot. Cardoso able to squeeze it in. It's back to 5. Mitchell. Zigging, zagging, Mitchell. Such a tough bucket. Kelsey Mitchell with 19. Clark. Giving it up. Mitchell. You bet. Another 20-point game for Kelsey Mitchell. Her 16th straight. Clark off the rebound. Finds Mitchell again. Truth! It's Clark to Mitchell, and the lead is back to 13. Clark with 5 assists to Mitchell today as Cloud spins it in. You know, those two as well as Aaliyah Boston. Timpson has also contributed double figures. Cloud, nice drive and a tough finish. Banham dangerous from 3, will fire and hit. It's a 6-point game. 6-point Indiana lead. Here is Mitchell. Lobbing it in, Boston gets a touch. Boston looking for help. Out to Cunningham, the repost with 5. Boston spinning and finishing, asserting her way to the cup. Cloud mid-range, Shore using the window. Big game from Natasha Cloud. Mitchell lets some clock wind. Looking for the guard-to-guard screen. Mitchell gets the switch on Sheldon. Mitchell connects on a long 2.
Mitchell, she created.
They need it. They've got it. J.C. Sheldon on a 3. Eyes up, looking inside. A lot of clock winding. Banham with 10 seconds. Knocked away. Loose. Cloud has it. Running 3. Won't go. Cardoso's put back and a foul with 4 seconds remaining. How Cardoso plays it here, down 4. Missed them both. Rebound. Bopped around into the corner. Out of bounds. And it will stay with Chicago. Cloud lobs it in. Banham hoists it up. And that will do it. The Fever hang on in a slugfest. 90-86. The final at United Center. 26 points, 11 assists from Caitlin Clark. 5 of 6 from downtown. Kelsey Mitchell with 27 points. Her 16th straight game with at least 20. Aaliyah Boston with 13 and 11. And then Michaela Timpson in just her 2nd career start puts up 10 as the Fever hold off Natasha Cloud, Camila Cardoso, Rachel Banham, and the Sky.
You two continue to make history together. 25 or more in a game. This is not happening. You are now the second duo in league history to do this. How are you feeding off of each other so effectively right now?
We take our bond serious. Me and C, we like to think that, you know, our backcourt it comes from love for one, and I think that I want her to be great and vice versa. And so a lot of it is just his love and energy, honestly.
Love and energy. Caitlin, you had another terrific game. You're doing something we haven't seen before in WNBA history. 25 or more points, 10 or more assists. You continue to shine. I know last game wasn't great for you. How did you turn that page quickly?
That's all you can do is move on, you know? You got to have a resilient mind. Our group has to be resilient in what we do. It would have been nice to make both free throws, though, Holly. So we'll keep working on that. Too many missed free throws, but just proud of our group. Hey, Chicago's been in every single game down the stretch here, and I know their record doesn't show it, but they're a very talented team. They're well coached. They execute at a high level, and we knew it was going to be a challenge coming in here, so just proud of this group.
Okay, don't leave. I have one more question for you. Back to you. There was down the stretch, you guys almost got in trouble again. They pull within 3 points. This happened against Vegas. How did this group change that script and find the resilience to close this out well?
Your best learner is experience, and I like to think that we learned a lot the other day. And so you want to be able to sit or deal. You want to be able to stay resilient, get through the play the game the right way, and make the right plays.
Okay, you got another technical foul. I know that can lead to another suspension. What are your thoughts on what happened?
She said I ran into her. I've already watched it on the tape, so we'll let the league decide, but it wasn't intentional or anything. So I'm hoping it's getting rescinded, Holly. I'll see
and
you
nothing
in the
was
New York
said.
game.
Nothing was said.
I'll see you on Tuesday.
Okay, you heard it here first.
All right, Holly. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Caitlin.